Alrighty. Welcome back to the weight room.
Is this episode 10, 11 or 12?
Episode 12. Welcome back to episode 12. And once again, episode 12.
In case you didn't understand the first three times.
The weight room.
So today we're going to talk about some rules that are not really rules necessarily, but unsaid things of the weight room, you know? Things that you should do out of respect to those around you and just to be courteous to others around you.
If you hear one of these and man, I do that. Don't just stop doing it because it's annoying. And nobody's probably going to say anything to you, but
they're all thinking it.
They're like, oh my gosh, I wish this person would leave.
It makes you look douchebaggy when you do these things almost, you know?
Yeah.
Makes you look like you think that you own the place and that you're the only one in there and you don't care that other people are in there trying to get it in just like you're trying to get it in.
So just follow these unwritten rules and nobody will have any problems and you'll be great. Everybody will love you.
Yeah. And I mean, we kind of mentioned this within these, but you don't look cool or stronger because you're doing these things. You just look annoying.
Yeah. Nobody's your friend.
Yeah. So if you want to make gym friends, don't do these things.
Yeah. So we have 10 unwritten, unsaid gym rules that we're going to be talking about today.
So I think the first one is like the most obvious, and some people will argue this because it's don't drop the weight. So like you're lifting 220 deadlift and you get it to the top and some people just drop it.
Yeah. There's a time and a place to drop your weights, but you know there's certain like you don't go to certain gyms and do that kind of thing. It's fine to go to like a
weightlifting, powerlifting kind of gym.
Yeah, there's certain like environments where it's okay for that. But then you go to like a family, people out there just doing their cardio, like listening to Miley Cyrus. That's not where you do it.
Yeah, so know the gym you're at, and if the gym is more of a lifestyle fitness gym, for lack of better words right now, maybe dropping your weight due to it maybe being too heavy for you isn't the place. Maybe leave that to the garage you go to with your friends on the weekends.
Yeah. So just be aware of where you are and what you're doing, and only drop your weight if it's something that's going to cause harm. If you don't, cause injury. And otherwise, there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
It's kind of as specific as you can get with that one.
And then I think the next one is something that is just safety, first of all. It's to not carry your gym bag around the gym. You know, most fitness facilities have locker rooms or cubbies or something for you to store your belongings. In most places, if they have these things, they also have, like, so that people can't get into your stuff, steal your stuff, whatever. There's really no reason to carry a whole gym bag around the gym because it is potentially in the way of others. And a hazard, fire hazard, tripping hazard.
Yeah.
It's just in the way. It's also something you have to lug around. Like, I kind of just don't like to have to think, oh, I'm forgetting this at the gym. Like, I don't want to think about forgetting anything at the gym when I go from one machine to the next.
Yeah. Plus, personally, it's a little bit kind of like awkward, kind of whenever you do forget it and then somebody goes on that area and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to kind of get this. It's in your way, I know. And then it's just kind of like an awkward situation you can avoid.
If something like that happens where you forget it at a machine, whatever you want to call it, someone could think that you're using that and you're just away from it at the moment.
Yeah. So
and you don't want to hoard machines, which we'll get to later.
Yeah. So yeah, just put your clothes, shoes, anything in its proper location, and don't carry it around with you unless it's just a necessity.
Yeah. And then I think the next one is something that guys are on one end of the spectrum and then girls are on the other end, kind of, with the weight you're using. So the weight you use doesn't make you look cool or strong, and it doesn't make you look like a loser or weak if you need to use a lot or a little, you know?
Yeah, so just use the weight that works for you, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to put too much weight on the bar or whatever on the machine, you're not getting a good workout in, so you're never really going to be able to advance and progress and lift that weight properly anyway. So just, and I think that kind of fits in with like finding a good personal trainer, a good program, somebody that makes you feel confident about what you're doing. And then when you do feel confident about, hey, yeah, I know, I have to do this lower weight that I wish I could do more of, but I'm doing it now because it's going to help me progress, and so I can lift the bigger weight later. So just take advantage of getting somebody that's going to say, hey, this is what you need to do today, and it's going to build on to something later. And I think that'll help build the confidence to where you can use whatever weight you actually need to be using in the gym. For
sure. And I mean, this next one, rule number 4 is that no one's watching you specifically. So maybe like these two kind of tie in together, but maybe you feel like people are judging you for using 5-pound dumbbells, you know, grinding and doing their thing. So at the end of the day, like, as long as you're comfortable and you feel good and you're feeling a burn at the weight you're using, a comfortable burn, you know?
Yeah.
That's really all that matters. It doesn't matter that it's quote unquote making you weak or making you look strong because you have 35s.
Yeah, so that's kind of just being in your own head about your you're not very confident, and a lot of people aren't when they first start going to the gym. So I recommend just kind of like throwing on some music, something that kind of takes you away and gets you in your own zone.
Yeah. Also, you have to think, if you are lifting too heavy, you're sacrificing your form, and nothing is worth sacrificing your form and ending up hurt or just overly sore.
Yeah.
You know? And then the next one is to wipe off your equipment. You know, you get up from benching and your bench is going to be sweaty probably. Even if you don't see the sweat, like you were laying on it, okay? Like we need to wipe that off, even if it's not a puddle of sweat.
Right. And you don't want to pass on anything that's on your skin or whatever like that, or you don't want to obviously get anything from somebody else. So.
And also, I think sometimes people forget the dumbbells, wiping off those.
Yeah.
And maybe before Corona, like, people just weren't as, like, cautious with cleaning.
Yeah, they didn't.
But I've always wiped off even, like, the bars I use, like, lat pull downs, like, any of that type of stuff. I always just wipe all of that off because I don't want to touch other people's.
Yeah,
you know, after.
People have definitely probably done that more now just simply because of the fear, but before, a lot of times you would just look around and see stuff that was, a lot of it wasn't cleaned off after it's being used, and it's just kind of it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it does make you kind of feel weird, like your skin feels weird.
Right, yeah. And then don't play music without your headphones.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear what you want to listen to. And
also, like, it's just being respectful of others around you. Like, you know, maybe you have, like, beats and you like your music really loud, and that's okay. But I also think that I don't want to hear your music through my headphones. Like, with my headphones on, I don't want to still be able to hear your music.
Yeah.
And also, like, that's just not good for your eardrums.
Right. So I think as long as in my head, as long as you have some type of headphone or something on, it doesn't but necessarily bother me so much that you can hear it past their headphones, because like maybe some people can't afford like great headphones, but they're still, they're still in there and they want to listen to their music. But to me, it's more about like don't just come to the gym without headphones and start playing your music.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do think that's like, I'm not saying like buy expensive headphones.
No. Because I mean, like even some good headphones, like no matter what,
right,
some sound's gonna leak out.
I'm just saying like maybe not max volume.
Right.
But there's also no need to scream in the gym.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like like grunt screams type of thing.
Yeah.
That you see.
Anything past like effort scream, like effort grunts are fine, but like whenever you like when you hear it, you're like, yeah, that was a little bit dramatic.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of annoying, and I don't know, it's just not the greatest thing to work out in that environment, and typically for most people.
Right. I think that goes back to knowing where you are. What gym are you at? Family gyms, lifestyle gyms. You see people running on the treadmill. Maybe you save that for the garage gym workout with your buddies.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for that as well. It kind of goes into the same category of like lifting and all that stuff.
Right. This is one that really gets on my nerves. I mean, I haven't been to the gym in a while to experience many of these things. It's been pretty nice. And, solo fitness is getting me right with not having to deal with other people in the gym.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage.
Yeah. But when people would come up and talk to me while my headphones are in, that's a pet peeve no matter where I'm at. But specifically at the gym, I can't stand that. Like, you see me over here working, you see me in my zone. Unless I look at you, don't talk to me. Like,
yeah.
Mid-rep, don't talk to me.
Yeah, especially if it's somebody you don't know. Like, if it's somebody that you're used to, like, working out around and they're just coming to, like, say hi.
Right.
Like, it's different than if somebody just wants to come up and, like, start a relationship, like, right in the middle of what you're doing. It's kind of not a good way to start off the relationship, even if it's just, like, a friendly thing. Just at least wait till they're done doing what they're doing. Like, then maybe you can like wave at them and kind of like give them a sign saying, hey, let's, I want to say something to you.
Right, for sure. But I also hate it when people come up to me and like my music is playing and like I feel so on the spot. They continue to talk, but I can't hear them for like 10 seconds into what they're saying because I have to like, I try to pause my music and then my music doesn't pause.
Yeah.
And then I got to take the headphone out and like, I don't want to be like, what'd you say? I was listening to music.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you want to talk to people, make it known that you want to talk to them. Maybe like signal for them to pull their headphone out or like nice wave, something.
Yeah.
Don't just start the conversation. Most of the time people probably don't want to talk, honestly, if they're in the gym. And especially if they don't know you. Yeah,
it's kind of, a lot of people, they're just kind of like getaway time to de-stress, and they don't want to have to kind of worry about a lot of things. And not that you can't like be polite and stuff, but
right, a friendly hello versus a 3-minute, 4-minute conversation is a little bit different.
Yes.
And then clean up if you spill your water, Gatorade, whatever it is. Like, I know it's probably embarrassing, but clean it up. Nobody wants to step in the puddle of whatever you spilled, even if it's just water.
Yeah, kind of makes it a little bit dangerous too. So
yeah, and then don't hog one machine.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind if you're doing multiple exercises on one machine, like barbell.
Yeah.
Smith machine, something like that. I understand sometimes it takes a while at those. But maybe if you see somebody like looking like they might want that machine, maybe you offer to like, you do your 3 sets, they come in and do theirs, and then you swap out,
Yeah.
Or more specifically, just don't take 5-minute social media breaks.
Yeah, don't take your gym selfies in between sets and then you have to edit the picture and get the perfect caption and do all this other stuff. You know, take the picture, save it for later. You can post it later. Don't have to be an on-the-spot thing. Just kind of, and that's why I kind of, for several reasons I do, but I use my stopwatch on my phone just to keep track of, obviously, my rest time because that's really important, but also to make sure that when I do have, sometimes I'll have 3 exercises that I have to do that are like 12 sets total in a squat rack, and so I know it, like, that's a long time, and I'll try to be as quick as I can with it and not lollygag around. So
Right. And I'm not saying to rush your time. That's not what we're saying. You know,
yeah.
take your proper rest. Your rest is important. But just don't be on your phone and like just.
And I think that can tie back to having a program and knowing what to do, because some people, they go to the gym and it's like, they got to think about what to do. Oh, I guess I'll do another set. It's in 3 minutes. You could have done, already done a set and been on your next one by that time. So having a program that says, hey, this is how much rest you need, and then you'll kind of be able to more confidently move through your workout.
Right. Or maybe you just like go in with a plan. You know, today I'm going to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
So I think like overall the message we're trying to get across with many of these is to just be courteous of others. You know, think about others' time. Think about how you would feel if you were put into this situation. How kind of annoying it is when people are extremely loud or they don't have headphones or they take so much time. You know, just think of other people's time. Like, not everybody can spend 2 hours at the gym.
Yeah, so just go in, have a plan, and execute the plan, have a little fun, be respectful, and get out.
Exactly.
Sounds like a
the
great gym.
3 Gs. Get in, grind, get out.
There you go.
Nothing more in life you need.
Except maybe Go-Gurt. That's the 4th G.
That's the 4th. Too bad it's not in silence. I don't know.
So what's the next one?
That's all.
Oh, here's the last one. This is COVID edition.
Okay.
And I've never been to a gym during COVID, but I would assume this is probably a problem because it's a problem everywhere. Keep your mask on. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't want to wear it. If it's the policy, then people there, at least one person there, wants you to wear your mask, and that's enough for you to wear your mask. Like, if someone's concerned about it, you should wear it because it's definitely gym policy, and it's just the right thing to do to take other people into consideration. And don't just think about, oh, it's so hard to breathe. It's not hard to breathe. You're just being a crybaby. Put it on, and if you can't, then stay out of the gym.
Exactly. You know, people are working in way more extreme conditions than your mask.
Yeah, you're wearing your mask for 30 to 45 minutes, and you're not even wearing it the whole time. Whenever you're actually doing your workout, I'm sure you're allowed to, like, pull it down a little bit and do your thing. So just keep in mind that you're not special, and no one cares about if you can't breathe, because you can breathe. Like, nobody made that mask to where you can't breathe through it.
Right. And you really won't be able to breathe if you don't wear the mask.
Yeah, so just take other people into consideration. It's not all about you. That's kind of the whole theme of this episode.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Thinking of others while you're at the gym, even though you're there for yourself and your health, you know, other people are there and you do need to be cautious of them. And if you can't abide by these rules that we came up with, you don't need to be in any gym. All right,
yeah,
bye.
You can get out of our weight room.
Yeah, out of our weight room. Your presence is not wanted.
But anyway, I think the challenge is just to do what you just said. Just think about when you go in to the weight room. Literally, that's funny. When you go into the gym, just think about how you would want that experience to go. And if somebody was acting the way that you might act, would you like it? And probably not. So just follow these rules and you'll have a bunch of gym friends that you don't have to talk to.
Those are our type of friends right there. Friends we don't have to talk to. Yeah, and I think this, you know, these can help someone who's been in the gym maybe. Maybe you don't really Also, approach the people that scream. Honestly, screw them. You know, this is your time. If they can scream, you can politely talk.
Yeah. You could just say, hey, do you mind like keeping it down a little bit? Like, I know you're benching 25 over here, but just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said though, it's not just for people who are going to the
that's
gym.
it.
It's
Thank
for
you.
people who don't know, like who haven't gone to the
Yeah.
gym or haven't gone in a long time. These are just important things to remember, to keep in mind, and a lot of them, some of them are like, okay, I would never scream in the gym because that's just not my personality, but you might not think of like wiping off your stuff. You might just like be in the zone and blow through that kind of thing. So just remember to do that kind of thing. Here's a bonus one. If you listen this far, you get a bonus one. Put your weights back.
Oh my gosh, yes, that needs to. Can you edit that into the beginning?
No, because if people, they need this at the
No,
end.
that needs to be in the beginning.
No, we're only going to let people know that are the true listeners. So put your weights back. Like, don't do a bench press and have like 4, 5, 6 plates out that somebody has to like.
First of all, I hate having to get someone else's 45s off. Like, I can get it. It's just not comfortable.
Yeah, a lot of people can't even lift that much like comfortably. So don't put somebody in a weird position where they have to ask like you to do it, or they have to ask somebody else.
Or they just I've been the person where I just straight up, okay, I'm not going to that machine anymore. I'm not going to use a barbell today.
Yeah, so just especially here's one thing. If you're doing a deadlift and the bar's on the floor and you have a bunch of 45s on there, those are hard to get off.
Yeah,
like,
for anybody.
They're trapped on the floor. You might not be able to lift the bar up into like a safety rack arm position or something to where you can like slide them off in the air. That's really one of the biggest ones is like the deadlifts where people leave them on, which that's not as big of a deal as I've seen like bench press being and like
bench press and squats, yeah.
But it doesn't matter what it is. If it's something involving weights, just put them back where you found them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You shouldn't expect other people to unrack your bar.
So that's the 12 tips of the 10 tip podcast.
2 little bonus
tips. One was for the true listeners and one was for COVID. So yeah, I think that was good. I think we killed it. Capital C.
I think you should walk into the weight room confident now.
Walk in
because of the weight room.
Walk in knowing the rules. I think you should even type up the rules we made out and go to your local gym and put them onto the wall.
And if you do that, let us know.
Send us a picture.
Does it count if I do it to my local gym?
Sure. Everybody should do it. I think it'd be great. So if you like this episode, then you should subscribe, obviously. If you haven't yet, you should also rate our podcast on Apple Podcast and leave us a review. Follow us on Spotify. And soon, very soon, you will be able to find us on YouTube, all of our podcasts, on the YouTube channel known as the Weight Room Podcast. That's in the works. So that's
exciting.
That if you're not a podcaster, if you're more of like a YouTuber kind of person, you can now do that. So, well, not now. Well, maybe now. Depends how. Yeah, probably now. Yeah. As you're listening to this, you will be able to do it, I'm guessing. Just go look. It's not that hard. You can do it from your phone in under 17 seconds. So,
yeah. Do
all that stuff. Follow us on Instagram at daniel.personaltraining.
And Holly with 2 Y's, Vols. Vols.
How do you spell that?
VOLZ.
Okay.
A lot of people think it's B, so I like to emphasize the V, as in Victor.
Okay, so yeah. Follow us on the grams.
Reach out.
Let
us know what annoys you at the gym.
Yeah. Interact with us.
Interaction. Yeah, we like friends, just not ones that we have to talk to at the gym.
Yes. That's why we wear headphones and we don't look at you.
Yeah, facts. So, peace.
See you next time. Bye.